Oh, hi YouTube. It's Tracy from Tracy's Band here. Today is day 4 post-surgery. Yay! Um, it's Monday morning, and I had my surgery on Thursday of last week, Thursday morning. Flew out to Toronto, flew home Friday night. Was expecting to fly home Saturday morning, but the flight was canceled, and the best flight we could get back actually was Friday night. It wasn't too bad. The stewardess saw me kind of, not moving too fast down the aisle and asked me if I was okay. I told her I'd had some surgery the day before. So even though the flight was pretty full, she asked the guy who was sitting with myself and my husband if he could move. They put him in the exit row, so I mean, it was better for him as well. Um, if he could move, and we had the 3 seats to ourselves, so absolutely no problems on the flight. And I was actually really happy that we had flown home on the Friday rather than the Saturday. The surgery went well. I'm going to post up as well. I took a video from surgery night. Warning, pretty scary looking photo, but anyways, I wasn't feeling too terribly rough. I didn't really find that I needed that much pain medication. Probably the biggest thing was I was having reactions coming out of the anesthetic. I was sort of uncontrollably shivering, and I think that made me really, really stiff for about 3 days. It was so hard to move, even like getting in and out of bed and moving my legs. My legs were just the worst. It was crazy. Um, yeah. So that was okay. I must say though, actually, when I was at the clinic, most of the nurses were pretty nice. Dr. Yao came in and chatted beforehand. I got in. I told them that I was kind of nervous about getting the intravenous, the IV in my hand. Because I've had issues with that in the past, and I'm really not a big fan of needles, anyways. So the anesthesiologist put it in anyway, so it worked. I have had it where they've missed the vein because my veins run away and hide when needles come out. But it was quite painful, and that was kind of like my memory before I went in sort of to sleep. And then, of course, like the whole, feeling like you're losing control when the anesthesia hits you. So, ugh, I'm just actually getting upset thinking about it right now. I just really don't like that feeling. Um, so I think maybe that's why when I came out of it that I was maybe in a little bit of shock. Anyways, so they left me in this room, and it was a room for two. I was so thirsty because I hadn't, of course, been able to drink anything. And I asked for a glass of water, so they brought out this big honking glass of water and set it on a table next to me, and I had a couple of sips. Um, so anyways, then these nurses started coming in and getting mad at me for not drinking the water fast enough. And then I started shaking, and I sort of felt it coming from my chest and sort of radiating out. And people were sort of leaving, and I was saying, hello, hello. There was a bell sitting next to me, but I didn't know. As far as I know, nobody told me. I don't remember anybody telling me there was a bell there. And one of the nurses, a male nurse, came and kind of looked around, and he saw me shaking, and he looked kind of freaked out. And I said, "What's happening?" And he said, I don't know." And then, eventually somebody else came in and said, "Oh, it's just you coming out of the anesthetic." But nobody really stayed there with me, and I don't know. I think that was, I don't know. It just kind of bothered me a little bit because I was kind of scared because I didn't really understand what was happening. And then really the biggest concern seemed to be whether or not I was drinking this whole glass of water after nobody really said I needed to drink the glass of water. But anyways, when I was finally done drinking the water, another nurse came along, and she was just so kind and so sweet, and she helped me get dressed and walked me out of the clinic. So I went back to the hotel, and yeah, I've been basically on liquids and yeah, water, broth, Jello, more broth, Pedialyte. I haven't really had the problems with the gas. I started preemptively taking Gas X because I knew that so many people had problems with it, and I really didn't want to experience that because it looked kind of painful. So I asked how many cc's they put in my band because I had watched that on Roxanne from Roxanne's band video before that she wanted to know, and so I thought, yeah, that's a really great question. So they put 6 cc's in my band, and apparently they fixed a large hernia as well. The funny thing is, actually, I went in there. I've had a chronic cough since August. I've been going to my doctor, and I've had like a chest x-ray and oh my gosh, various things, a puffer. I can't even remember everything, but she's been trying to sort of solve it, and the last thing is to go to a chronic cough clinic. So she was going to give me a prescription for some antacids on my way to chronic cough because she said that sometimes that's the way that acid reflux reacts with people. And I don't really get heartburn that often. But, it's funny that after surgery, I haven't coughed. So I wonder if it was something to do with the hernia. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, so here I am at home. My biggest challenge is trying not to overdo it or lift things too much. We have 2 dogs. They're both small. One's older. He actually just turned 13 on Saturday, and he's a Dachshund, a wiener dog, and he's blind and he has diabetes, so he has to get insulin shots twice a day, and he also needs to have some cream put in his eyes every morning. And so I've been trying not to lift him up. I've been trying to let my husband do it, but he also had a sore back from last week, and I have lifted him a couple of times, and I've kind of noticed that my stomach, when I am, standing up or strain, that I get sort of this wave going across my stomach, and I don't know. I'm kind of scared that maybe I'm overdoing it, so I'm gonna try not lifting him anymore. Anyways, that's kind of it. I've got 2 more days of this yummy chicken broth, vegetable broth. I did make the homemade stuff that was on the Slim Band in the binder and on the email, and I do find that actually tastes much better than the Campbell's stuff. I spiced it up a little bit too. So that's not too terribly bad. And, really, when you know that there's an end date to all of this, it's only 5 days. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I watched the Super Bowl yesterday with my Jello and my Pedialyte and my nice cup of broth. And there we go. That was all good. So really looking forward to Soup Day on Wednesday. And I have never looked so forward to soup in my life. But yeah, everything's doing well, and glad to be back, and I'll give you some updates when I start, getting around a little bit more. We did take the dogs out for a couple of walks. I have some errands that I'm going to run today. I'm off work this week, and so I'm going to try and, keep busy, keep moving around, and yeah, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.